All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Your Voice Chronicles. This is episode 2. And remember, this is a space where ordinary voices share extraordinary stories. Stories of growth, resilience, leadership, purpose, and becoming. I'm your host, Brian, and today we have a powerful conversation ahead of us. So whether you're here driving or you're working out, you're relaxing or simply taking a moment to yourself, I appreciate you being here. And let's get into it. Today, I have my main man here, Dre. I've gotten to know Dre over a few months here. He's a man of God, a man who loves what he does. He's passionate about community, passionate about what he does. And I'm just looking forward to this conversation. Dre, thank you so much for being here, man.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Like I said, this is exclusive because I really don't do podcasts, but I had to put it in for you because you've been putting in a lot of hard work in the community as well.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for Your Voice Chronicles for having me today.
No, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. All right, Dre. Hey, for those who do not know you, who is Andre?
Andre or Dre is someone that's very caring. From what I'm told, a good leader. I like to help others. I'm also a father, student, and a nonprofit leader. And I'm still progressing, so there's still more to develop, but that's who I am, and that's what brought me here today. And I'm a man of experience, and the experiences in my life, whether good or bad, has been a part of my journey. But yeah, mainly I'm a very caring person, but I'm a very militant person at the same time.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. No, I got to know Dre a few months ago, like I mentioned, and his heart for community and what he does just blew my mind. And I got to hear a little bit of his story. And today, I would love him to just share a little bit of his story. And again, the heart of Your Voice Chronicles is to see that when people share their stories, there's somebody out there who could be going through the same thing or might have experienced the same thing and is wondering, is there somebody else who has gone through this and can relate? And your story was very impactful to me. And I know that there are people out there who will hear your story and know that, you know what, I can still go through mine and I can still make it, man.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Even when you go over one obstacle, there's many more ahead, but you got to stay resilient and overcome each one.
Exactly. So Dre, tell me, what has been your journey like?
My journey. Yeah. My journey has been very different. Even so, my journey to Edmonton, or like how did I start? Like everything?
Yeah, like everything. Yeah, like, you know, yeah.
Well, my journey originally started, just coming up, growing in Ontario from gang life, drugs, guns, partying. No future was in my scope. Always run-ins with the law, in and out of jail, prison, gang wars, you name it. And then something kind of changed when I had my first son. And there was like a light bulb in my head. And I just said to myself, well, am I going to give my son this cocaine empire? Or am I going to do what's right? So I left the streets alone, cold turkey, and I just got a job. And my first job at that time was Toys R Us, right? And I was stocking shelves, working overnight. And then I looked at my first check from Toys R Us. It was like $700.
Right.
What I would make in 2 hours in the streets,
right,
I was making 2 weeks.
Right.
So it was a big adjustment, right?
Yeah.
So I just worked and I went back to school, got all my credits, and then a lot of my friends were graduating and I was still redoing grade 10, grade 11, and all my friends were in university or college. And that kept me motivated to keep doing school and to keep doing better. And at the end of getting my high school credits, one of the teachers asked me, they said, what do you want to do when you're done this upgrading? I said, I don't know. I'm getting old. I just want to be able to have my grade 12, or at the time it was called OAC, which was grade 13.
Right.
And she said, you know what? I think you should be a doctor. I said, what? What do you mean I should be a doctor? Like by the time I'll be like 50 years old by the time I'm a doctor.
Right.
And she said, when I first came to Canada, I came from Serbia. Now I'm a teacher, and look how old I am. If I could do it, you could do it. So from there, everything I was planning on doing was med school. I got into university and college for the programs I wanted. And then there was a drought at the time in Ontario. There was like a lot of jobs were not available, like high unemployment. And my son's mother and me were driving and we saw this job opportunity doing security. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll try this out. She's like, yeah, you get the job doing security. You could use it to pay for your grocery bills while you're in schooling, because OSAP, which is our student loans, they were on strike. So I started doing security. You come to the door, check your purse or wand you down, And then I started liking that.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
So I was like, I like the legal aspect of things.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends were like, yeah, man, what if you went to law school? Who cares about med school? I could see you being a lawyer. And then a light bulb went in my head. So I was doing everything, biology, chemistry, physics, whatever.
Yeah.
Then I started doing more like social work and policing, and I switched my direction. So after graduating my program, community and criminal justice degree program, I got accepted into 7 different law schools. And one of them was Northern Belfast University. I was supposed to go there. And in between that time, there was a death that I didn't expect to hit me as hard. Like if it was your mom or dad, that's going to hit you hard. But the death of my sister really hit me because we were like best friends and we were with each other all the time, even though we argued a lot. At the time before the death, there was drinking. We used to drink and party. But when that death happened, drinking became more fluent, like it was happening more. And I noticed with the more I drank, the less pain I felt. And little did I know that we were going from fun to fun and problem to problem. All I knew is I'm going to get vodka, but I was going down a rabbit hole. And then everything was on pause. I didn't go to law school. I was doing stupid stuff, spending my money, hanging out with the people that wanted to drink with me, my so-called friends, right? But at that time, I didn't understand grief. I didn't understand addiction, even though we're in school for it. But it can happen quick. I thought this was something that would just take years to develop, but within 7 months, I was drinking like every day, enough to probably fill up 2 swimming pools, and and in the back of my head, I knew that I wanted to go to law school. I knew that I was losing friends and people were dying. But then my brain was telling me to drink, drink, drink. So I'll fast forward. I wanted to say to myself, how do I get out of this? Do I need to go to a Buddhist temple? Do I need to become a monk or something? Like,
Right.
how do I stop this addiction and this behavior?
Yeah.
My heart was saying, no, don't drink. But my brain was saying, yes, one Mickey won't hurt.
Right.
So I ended up talking with some family members and I ended up in Edmonton. But in Edmonton, it's even worse than Ontario because there's a liquor store everywhere. So I came out of one frying pan into Disneyland, right? So basically, I had to get more help and I reached out to social workers. I was getting into detox and rehabilitation centers. And I went away for 1 year. So it wasn't exactly a Buddhist monastery, but I was able to go to rehabilitation center for 1 year. And that 1 year helped me clear my mind, spark who I was. So the people that knew me in Edmonton, they didn't know the university Dre,
Right.
or the one that was on the way to med school or the one that was on the way to law school.
Yeah.
They just knew vodka Dre, right? So now, sobering up, they're like, who is this guy?
Right.
It's like a different person, right?
Yeah.
But I had all these skills just latched away. But while I was there, I noticed a lot of youth are coming in through detox. A lot of youth are coming in through rehabilitation, and it's a revolving door. They'll graduate or they'll be coming back every 3 months, right? And I started doing some digging around, and I started talking to nurses and doctors and addiction counselors. And I just did my research, and I said, what happens if I started a nonprofit? And I asked the social workers, I said, what do you really need in the city? They said, really mentorship, life skills, And I said, all right, this is what we're going to focus on. I was able to start the nonprofit, and we were going to focus on mentorship, addiction, and just life skills, like this, straightforward. And what you would tell your younger self, what you know today, right? Even though we're already learning, we're learning every day.
Yeah.
There's so much I wish I knew when I was younger, right? If someone had just said, hey, save your money because rent rent's expensive when you leave home, right?
Right.
Or, put your money in stocks.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that's where we are today. And now we've become a registered charity. We have over 100 members. And we operate in Alberta and just officially registered in Ontario because there's a big demand in Ontario. Yeah, and we're just reaching out to schools, the Mustard Seed, University of Alberta.
Nice.
We have events going on, and I don't do any of this to make money. This is solely just from 2 pennies in my pocket.
Yeah.
If I had it or lint, and it's to help the younger version or the younger generation have a head start, because I feel there's so much on social media. There's so many different drugs out there now. There's not even just fentanyl. There's carfentanil out now. And I just want to bring awareness to youth. And our goal is not to force them to make choices. It's up to them still.
Yeah.
But we want to bring that older enlightenment, that senior enlightenment of what could happen. So don't listen to the messenger, listen to the message.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm not here to work really say the ones that are getting 90s or 100% on their exams. I want the ones that are going to the justice system.
Yeah.
Recidivism rates, where that means they're going in and out of the justice system no matter what they do. Maybe they have no one to help them with employment services or to help them with housing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
Exactly.
One of the biggest things I noticed when I came to Edmonton, there's a lot of services, but it's not marketed.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
So it's hard to find these things. And even to this day, there's agencies I'm just finding out that I've been here for 40 years.
Yeah.
And I just finding out about them last week.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
So that is my goal, I want to bring back the community. I want to bring everybody in unity. I find everybody's kind of in their own hub.
Yeah.
Ontario, a place like BC, everybody works together.
Yeah.
Right? And I kind of want to see Edmonton do that.
Yeah.
Whether we're working closer to police, whether we're working closer with universities and colleges, however we do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not really looking to be like a youth drop-in center. I want to be more educational. Yeah. Right? I want to give them the volunteer hours they need to get that job experience, that the high-paying job. I want to remove obstacles and stigmatization around from the youth.
Yeah.
Right? So,
man, that's awesome. God, thank you.
I'm pretty sure I left a lot out, but that's all I can remember.
I know. That's awesome. No, your heart comes through so well. And no, I appreciate you sharing that. Hey, Dre, so going back to your time when you got into addiction, are you able to say what really pushed you to get into that? What was that breaking point where you just kind of went that way?
So growing up, I was always in the church. As a young kid, I was church every day. Didn't miss choir, didn't miss bass practice. And growing up, I started hanging around with a different crowd. And this crowd came to me with an offer one day, and somebody had to do jail time, prison time. And they said, you know what? While they're gone, would you like to make $2,000 over the weekend? I said, sure. Right? So I started, when they did their prison time, they did their weekends. I was making the money. And with that came the environment. So there was a lot of cocaine involved, a lot of strippers, a lot of alcohol. And it was fun. And for me, that breaking point was the bad environment, that steering away from my roots of being in church and then seeing the wildlife, right? And then now stepping away from that, now every day I'm waking up, and whether we're picking up an ounce or half a key or weed or whatever it is, we are just making money. And it's normalized. So you have friends that maybe you just want to don't drink one day, but you have friends that are like, yeah, man, don't worry, we're just gonna have a bottle. And then it becomes normalized. And then the drinking and the fun becomes the addiction. But we don't realize we're in the addiction yet.
Yeah.
It's just a normal day.
Right.
But now it's like, as soon as you wake up 8 a.m., the first thing you're doing, you're at the liquor store, right? So I would say it was my environment and the friends I hung around with, and having the awareness I have now. That's what we got to also look out for.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 factors there. So one is environment, but I also felt that somewhere in my DNA, somewhere in my genetics, I have a long bloodline, a long lineage of alcoholism, my family. So I felt like that might have triggered that too.
Right.
And that's what attributed to me. Although the pain, it was fun. It was like you had no worry in the world, right? There was nothing bothering you. And yeah, so basically for me, it was the environment, and we had a big crew, right? Like we were like 300-400 strong. So you're untouchable. You got these connections. You get this, and then just you're in an environment, you're in a circle, but it's really a dark cloud, right?
Yeah.
And you lose sight of your church or your God, and that's when you're deep into it. That's what it is. And then you get the thing that woke me up out of that big trip was jail time, right? Many visits to jail and prison, but mostly jail brings you back to, oh, okay, what am I doing? Right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, for me, it was mainly my environment and just hanging around the wrong crowds. And some of these crowds were deep into mafia, bikers, black crews, white crews, Asian crews, Spanish crews. Because I got along with everybody, right? So there were places certain people can't go or hang out with. But everybody knew Dre. It was like, yo, Dre, what up? Come. And I don't look at them as at their gang colors. I'm like just chilling with them as a person. Like I know their kids, I know their mom. But then you get swindled into it, right? But anything I needed, whether it was firearms, drugs, whatever, they looked at me as family. But with that came the environment, right? And that's how I got deep into it, right? And to be honest, some of my friends are still into that to this day, right? So that's why I had to break away from that environment, because it's still easy for me to, like, what they would call a relapse.
Yeah.
It's still easy for me to get sucked back into that, So I keep it at bay. I say hi and bye, but I watch who's in my environment. Right? People like yourself are positive people.
Yes, sir.
Keep you in my environment. Right?
Yeah. That kind of takes us into how important is it to keep the right people around you?
It's very important, right? There's this saying, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And that's how I look at now. If I can see who your friends are, chances are you're like that.
Yeah.
And it's not to knock anybody, some people, that's what they want to do. But for me, I don't judge. It's just for me and what I have, my goals. I need people that are going to push me, help me progress, help me start my business, or help me stay in school, or be a good father, or help be a good parent, whatever it is. Those are the people I want around me. And that's very important, because if you're around, say, negative or grumpy people, or people that don't have the same vision as you, you'll stay stuck at that level, right? But the human body, the human brain can elevate every day at a higher frequency, right? And the bigger, the happier you are, the smarter you are, right? And that's how I look at it.
That's awesome, man. How has this experience informed how you're leaving today?
How that I'm leaving?
Yeah, how's it informed how you're leaving today?
Oh, living?
Yeah, all the experience and all that you've been through.
I think it's made me very aware and resilient of what I'm doing. I'm very selfish. I learned early on, you can give to people, you can help, you can, I have to move. People ask me to help them move, and I would, whatever I had important to do that day, I gotta throw that away to go help them. Right? And I learned now to be selfish, self-care, self-compassion. Take care of yourself first, because honestly, when it was down, when it was very hard, there's only a few people there that were with me. Right. So remember to stay strong and be resilient. And to be honest, be selfish. It's okay to say no. Not everybody deserves your yes. Right. And if they want to not be friends with you after that, that's cool. There's 8 billion people, 7 billion people on the planet. I don't chase friendships, and that's what makes me different now.
Exactly.
If nobody believes in what I'm doing, I'm still going to keep going. Whereas before, I might have been sensitive or reaching out more. Now it's like, whatever, go. That's what I'm doing. And, I'm happy to have 2 friends than a million friends, right?
Exactly.
So just being let down a lot. And being said no to a lot has made me has hardened me and more accepting to no's. So no's don't faze me anymore. Right. And there are going to be some people in life, not everybody's going to be your friend, right?
100%.
And that's where you have to be able to accept that and realize for every no, there will be a yes, right? So
that is true.
That's my form of living now.
That is true, man. Yeah. You've talked about community, and I'm very passionate about community, and From your perspective, what has or how would community be of impact to people, or how has community been of impact to you, especially through your journey? What has community or having the right people, like you said, or just a sense of community where you know you belong? Because you could feel like you belong to a community, but it's not the right one, right? But when you land in the right community, it actually helps you thrive. So, how important is the right community to the growth of somebody?
The right community is very important to somebody because it creates a culture,
Yeah,
it creates fellowship
yeah,
and legacy along with tradition. Um, you have to have those same moral values, core values, right? And we have to realize we can't do what we're doing alone. So the world is designed to be reliant on community.
yeah,
There is no one person in this planet that can do everything on their own.
true.
I don't care who they are.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And if you're gonna do it on your own, you're gonna do it. You're gonna only get so far. Right.
exactly.
So having a good base and having a good community, shared resources. You scratch your friends back, they scratch yours.
Yeah,
Barbecues, movie nights,
yeah,
church, whatever you want to do.
yeah,
It's good for the brain as well, right? Because the brain loves community and you have that sense of belonging. So when we talk about community, belonging is a part of recovery,
yeah,
right? That
yeah,
sense of being wanted.
yeah,
Abandonment and trauma go hand in hand.
yeah,
So community is very important,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And without community,
yeah,
we will see a big marginalized gap in
yeah,
the community,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So it's very important.
yeah.
Now, if you are having a community, it has to match, it has to be positive, and it has to match your trajectory in life.
Yeah,
Like you said, there's a bad community,
yeah,
right?
that's
So
true. Yeah,
make sure whatever your community is uplifting you,
yeah.
and every day you're stress free and it's positive. That's how I look at it, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And hey, Andre has created a community like he mentioned, and he's going to talk more about it towards the end here. And it's just amazing to see the community he has created for young people to just continue walking in their purpose. And Andre, you talked about bloodline, and for this year in particular, that's something that I've kept hearing, how important it is to look at your bloodline and the things that have come through your bloodline and things that need to stop with you so that they don't go on to the next generation. How important is it to see that you capture those things, or you take a hold of those things and you realize, hey, I had alcoholism in my bloodline, but that does not need to go down to, passed on to the next generation. How important is that to you?
It's very important. So what we talk about there is generational trauma, and it can also be intergenerational. But it starts with the person today.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
You, whoever's listening, it starts with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Your education, your awareness of how your behavior is today. Because what you do to whether it's your sibling or children or family member will be passed down and continue. So you can be that change or that break in that line, right? And it really comes down to cultural biases, unlearned behavior, right, which can be normalized in a family.
Yeah.
But once we educate ourselves, like for instance, growing up as a kid, getting beat with the belt was normal.
Yeah.
Right? That's normal in a black family.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 100%.
But later on, through statistics and research, we find out that can be trauma. You get a soap bar put in your mouth at the age of 9, and now you're 40 years old. That can be trauma. So it's just educating yourself and staying on top of the research and just being part of that community and just realizing things do change, and it starts with you.
Yeah.
So what was normal 40, 50 years ago could be a bit different now in 2026.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And what we think is normal in 2026 could be different in 2050.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So staying on top of the research, because as the years go by, knowledge will increase, right? So as knowledge increases, our research will change, right? Our diets, our foods, everything will change, right?
Yeah.
So it just starts with that person, what they're doing, and is it acceptable in today's society?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And staying up to the norms of society, I believe. Not saying all the norms are right, just being unbiased to new research in a sense, and being open to be the one to stop that generational trauma.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm a man of faith, and one of the reasons why we connected was I could tell that you're a man of faith, man. And I was just like, man, when you meet somebody who has their faith as an anchor, you can tell. And for your journey, what has faith or how has faith been an anchor for you?
So I will do a disclaimer here because what I'm going to say is for me.
Yeah.
I know I understand some people, how everybody believes in God or Jesus, but I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And I'm a living testament. There's a God.
Amen.
The struggles I've been through, the amount of times I've prayed, the amount of times I've been saved from certain situations and still be alive today, it's brought me this far. And whether we want to call it God or the universe or a spiritual power or a force, unnamed force, there is something out there. And it will help us, it will protect us, but we just have to allow it to. And one of the things I like to tell people is staying sober also keeps those doors open. When we have things in our body that can cloud our judgment, we can make the wrong choices. But with me keeping my God first, I'm able to think more logically. I'm able to be more sound mind, and I'm able to do the right choices, do the right things without being under the influence of making mistakes. Not saying I'm still not fallible of making any mistakes, but it won't be the mistakes I've been making in the past. And I also believe that through this faith and through my vision, the universe, what I call God, it's been very powerful and it's been very blessing. And I have no other reason to believe that as long as you want to do good, the universe will bless you.
Come on, man. Won't he do it?
Yeah.
Amen. All right. So, for a young person out there, or a father, a mother, parents who are going through a time where they have their son or their daughter who is going through addiction and they're going through a tough time, or a young person listening to this and they're like, hey, I'm struggling, I'm still trying to get sober. What would be something that you would tell them to encourage them to keep going?
All right. So first, I'll break it down. I'll start with the parents. So I know we work with a lot of at-risk youth, but I get a lot of calls or emails from moms and dads as well. My first advice from what I'm seeing, the first thing is they want to do is kick them out the house. They tell them to leave, to take your stuff with you. But in my opinion, I believe that is throwing them to the fire. I believe there should be some type of mediation before it gets to that point. But parents, be patient with your children. And remember, I said it's all about the environment. So if they are hanging around influencers outside of the house that are contributing to this behavior, maybe it's time to look at that and how that can be changed. But parents also don't be hard on yourselves. Remember, young children are turning into adults, and we also, as parents, went through our own phase, and eventually they grow out of it. Some don't, but eventually they do. So be patient and don't be hard on yourselves. Now, for the youth listening, I would also say the same thing. Don't be hard on yourself if whether you want to see relapsed a million times. As long as you're getting up and you're trying, that's what matters. The minute you give up is the minute you lose. And I've seen people give up and they're dead now, gone. And I lose a friend like almost every month. And that's statistics. Like I lose a friend every month. Don't give up. Try new behaviors. Try getting to the gym. Try going for walks. Try joining a different community. Changing your environment, right? Try developing new habits. One of the big slogans we call it rewire the brain, right? The brain knows certain habits. Once we change those habits, the brain can be rewired and we get into neuroplasticity. But with that being said, as long as you're trying, there is no cure as of right now, at least. But right, what we can do is keep trying. Whether you try 700 times or one time, just keep trying. The model that we're following today, probably also yourself and your organization, is we believe in harm reduction. So we're not here to say abstinence is the only way. Some people are doing harm reduction and some people are doing moderation. So whatever works for you, whether you're doing leisurely or abstinence, just keep trying and keep doing your best and don't be hard on yourself and have self-compassion.
That's awesome, man. I was listening to something yesterday and it was about not dropping the mic. And it's by T.D. Jackson. People know him as a bishop, as a preacher. But you know what? One of the things he says is that you don't put a full stop in the life of somebody because he's also an awesome orator, and he talks about not dropping the mic because we need to continue conversation, we need to continue talking. And it's something that is, I love what you've said, man, like being able to reach out and not give up on somebody just because they're going through a tough time, changing your environment and making sure that we're out there talking and talking to people, sharing with people, and making sure that we are in community, right?
Yes.
Right? Which is very, very important. Dre, you started Healthy Align Leaving, and man, like it's for those of you who do not know Healthy Align Leaving, I just want Dre to give you his heart behind it, why he started it, and the vision for it. This is something that is amazing. I don't want to say anything more about it. I want him to tell you everything. I want him to say everything about it. It is amazing. I got to know about maybe what 6 months ago, 6, 7 months ago, and it's just been amazing just to see the vision. And he's been sharing the growth. And Mandre, tell us more about it.
All right, so basically, healthy aligned living is just that. They want you to live a healthy lifestyle. You know, when we're talking about sobriety or addiction, what we think is boring is sitting at home watching TV. What we think is fun is having drinks and living in chaos. But what were we doing before the vodka? What were we doing when we were waiting on Chris or Santa Claus to come through the chimney? What were we doing when we used to go to school and play Duck Duck Goose or Pogs or Marbles, right? That was our fun. That was our dopamine. So the goal of Healthy Down Living is basically to bring you back, in a sense, what we call the child in you. And we want you to have fun again naturally, right? So you can go to the gym, you can eat healthy, you can hang out with friends without the substance. And living healthy, you live longer. You don't have to worry about a liver transplant. You don't have to worry about pancreatitis. You don't have to worry about your lungs. You just have a healthy, strong body. And when you're aligned with these things, you're aligned with also the universe, and your blessings will come, right? So that's what healthy aligned living is about. But then we also get into empowering people. So we're not here to force anybody, tell them what to do. We want to empower the leader in you and to give you the life skills and mentor you, you know, whether you want to get ready for a job interview, whether you want help doing a resume, whether you want to work out and go to the gym and you want to build muscle, whether you just want to work on public speaking, whether you want to get into a program at U of A or something, right? Our goal is to help you progress and to realize fresh air and clean water is better than substance abuse.
That's true. Yeah. So for those of you who would love to follow or would love to get to know more about this information, let's get Dre to tell us how we can do that.
Yeah, so our website is www.healthyalignedliving.com. You can also go there. Once you get to the website, you'll see our Instagram, our YouTube, and our Facebook page. Yeah, reach out, send an email if you want to volunteer, if you have any special skills, if you want to help out, if you're good at social media, anything, marketing, grant writing, journalism, we'll take it all, right?
Nice, yeah.
And the goal is to help the people with the skills, especially the youth that are coming out of school or going into this field, to get the experience, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the big barriers when they go hand in that resume is the employer says, we want you to have 4 to 5 years of experience. Where are you going to get that from?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're here to fill the gaps. And yeah, so the website is there. Follow us on all our social media platforms and stay tuned. And if you want to work with us to get in touch, just send us a DM or email.
Awesome, man. So Dre, lastly, if somebody's going through a tough time right now, what would be something that you will tell them just to keep them going?
I will tell you, there's a phrase in the Bible, and it says, "This too shall pass." And what that means is there are going to be rough times in your life, and sometimes they're going to look dark and gloomy. But at the end of that, the sun does come out, and the days are bright. So resilience is key. Stay strong and stay consistent. Once you lose those things, or once you stop those things, then it gets harder. So use the rough days as a stepping stone to become stronger and to be more resilient and to be who you want to be. If everything was good in life, if every day was a happy day, then we'd win the lottery. But unfortunately,
Yeah.
there's going to be ups and downs. But as long as you stay consistent, it'll come back around.
That's true. That's true. And I love that. Thank you so much. Man, Dre, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being here, man.
Your Voice Chronicles, thank you, Winner.
Appreciate it, man. No, I want to say thank you. And thank you to everybody for being part of this episode of Your Voice Chronicles. Listen, if today's story has resonated with you, please share it with somebody who needs it. Subscribe, leave a review. Please make sure that you reach out to Healthy Aligned Living, follow their pages, and let's help the youth out there to know that they have purpose, they have a voice, they're still heard, and let's get the next generation the tools that they need. Remember, your voice has power, your story has purpose, and your journey may be the encouragement somebody else needs to keep going in theirs. This has been Your Voice Chronicles. I'm Brian Walker, and today I've had Andre Reach here.
Yeah.
Please check him out.
Yeah.
Until next time, stay resilient, stay intentional, and remember your story is not over yet. Think it go.
Yes.
Yeah.